About 10 days ago, something incredible happened. Jason DeBrule completed his 430-kilometer-long walk to Edmonton. Jason walked from his small town of Falher, Alberta to the legislature to bring awareness to the impending homelessness that so many Alberta families are facing right now during this prolonged economic downturn. I met Jason DeBrule for the very first time about halfway into his long walk along the side of Highway 43 south of Fox Creek. I told him then that I would see him in Edmonton, and I did. I met Jason and about 50 of his friends and supporters as he pulled his wagon to the steps of the legislature. And Jason addressed the crowd to explain what motivated him to do all this. Listen.
I'm not a politician and have never been politically active. I have a grade 9 education. I quit school to go to work. Not what I would recommend to the young people, but those are my circumstances. At this time, I haven't been called into work for almost 3 months. Obviously, finances are tight as the stress and anxiety of our financial situation grew. I realized that we were not the only ones in this situation. Friends were losing their homes too and getting kicked out into the streets. I woke up on April 21st and I decided I had to do something.
I got to meet Jason's kids and his wife, who declined to be on camera, so I asked Jason what his family thought about his incredible journey. Here.
They were actually pretty, the day I left, they couldn't believe I was leaving walking. They thought I was crazy. They were like I was going to be sleeping in the ditch. I didn't know how all this was going to plan out, but they're actually pretty proud of me for what I done. I know we didn't have a great turnout here, but hopefully more people start talking about the destruction this government's doing on families right here in Alberta, Canada, and we're getting kicked out into the streets. No help from them whatsoever, zero. All they give us is debt, more debt, taxes.
Now, Jason came onto the legislature grounds with Wildrose MLA for Grand Prairie Smoky, Todd Lowen, who had walked with Jason a couple times in the past. Here.
Well, I only pulled the wagon twice. I think I stopped 4 or 5 times to visit with him, but I pulled it twice, and I think around 10 kilometers the first time, maybe 5-6 kilometers the second time. And when I first met up with him, I just wanted to find out what his story was, because I didn't know what was going on. I'd seen something on Facebook, and I was driving by, and I thought, I'm going to stop. And so I just said, I'll tell you what, I'll pull your wagon if you tell me your story. And so we started walking, and a kilometer or so down the road, he figured out that I was an MLA, and that was fine. I just wanted to be there and listen to what he had to say. It didn't matter who I was, but that he's the face of the industry, and he's done what he could to make a difference, and I'm proud of him for it.
Frank Pimiskern met Jason on the side of the road and became an instant fan. Listen.
He's not a flashy politician, and but he speaks from his heart, and that's what Albertans need more, is people just to stand up and speak with their heart. I think if you get more guys like him, I think you're going to see a big change in this province, and a lot of new leaders stand up for what Albertans really want. And I look forward to that. So that's a big reason why I'm here to support Jason. He's an awesome man. Thank you.
Now, after all of Jason's walking, you'd think that at least one NDP MLA or representative would have shown up to meet him. He walked 430 kilometers to have the NDP not even bother to meet with him at all. They ignored him. Remember, Jason walked to Edmonton, the heart of NDP country, yet not even one NDP MLA had the guts to look this man in the eye after all he had put himself through, physically and emotionally. A union member crosses the street in Edmonton and the NDP will lay down their coats to make sure the union member doesn't step in a puddle. Yet this man didn't warrant a face-to-face meeting. It's Edmonton. You could throw a rock in any direction and hit 2 NDP MLAs and 3 bureaucrats. Where were the NDP to greet Jason? Well, I know where the NDP were the very night before Jason walked into town. The NDP MLAs were out celebrating their 1 year in office. We know this to be true from a tweet sent by the Red Star pub that night. The NDP made time to celebrate themselves during this wildfire emergency, but couldn't spare a moment to meet with Jason after he walked 430 kilometers. Priorities, right, NDP? For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.